Elias was the kind of student everyone thought would succeed. Smart, quiet, full of potential. Teachers believed in him. His parents sacrificed for him. Even his friends assumed he would eventually figure life out. But by his second year of university, Elias was quietly falling apart. Every Sunday night, he became obsessed with changing his life. He cleaned his room carefully, organized his textbooks into perfect little stacks, opened a brand new notebook, and wrote detailed schedules for the week ahead. Monday, 7 p.m., economics. 8 p.m., review notes. No distractions, no excuses. And every single week, he believed this would finally be the week everything changed. But when Monday actually arrived, Elias picked up his phone instead. Just 5 minutes, he told himself. Just one short video before studying. But one video became 10. 10 became 50. And somehow, without even realizing it, the entire night disappeared. The room became darker, the coffee became cold, and the work remained untouched. By the time Elias finally looked up at the clock, it was midnight again. Another promise broken. The strange thing was, Elias wasn't lazy. He cared deeply. He wanted success more than anything. But every day, he watched himself repeat the same decisions over and over again, until he slowly stopped trusting himself. In lectures, he stared at the professor, but absorbed almost nothing. Assignments were rushed, deadlines were missed, and every exam became the same painful cycle: panic, cramming, exhaustion. Every Sunday evening, his father called him. "How are your studies going?" The question sounded simple, but Elias could feel the pressure behind it every single time. His father worked long hours at a small logistics company. Overtime, night shifts, weekends. Not for himself, for Elias. And every time Elias answered, "I'm doing good, Dad," he felt the guilt growing heavier inside him. Because it wasn't true. He wasn't becoming better. He was becoming someone he no longer respected. What haunted Elias most wasn't his grades. It was the distance between who he wanted to become and who he actually was every day. In his imagination, he saw another version of himself. Someone disciplined, focused, calm. Someone who sat down to work and simply worked. But every morning, he woke up as the same person again. Distracted, tired, disappointed. Then came the breaking point. Midterm exams, economics. Elias told himself he understood the material. He attended lectures. He had the slides. He even studied 4 days before the exam. But 4 days of anxious studying can never replace 4 weeks of discipline. When he opened the exam paper, his mind went blank. The answers were somewhere inside him, but he couldn't reach them. And for the first time, Elias realized something painful. Wanting success and preparing for success are not the same thing. That evening, Elias stayed late in the university library. Not to study. He simply sat there, watching other students work quietly. No panic, no drama, no emotional speeches about motivation. Just steady effort. And somehow, that looked more powerful than inspiration ever had. That was when an old librarian named Mr. Warwick walked over and quietly placed a cup of water beside him. Mr. Warwick had worked at the university for 22 years, and somehow, he immediately recognized the look on Elias's face. Without saying much, he pulled an old journal from a nearby shelf and placed it on the table. Inside were tiny entries repeated every single day for years. Read for 30 minutes. Finished chapter 1. Stopped on time. Again and again and again. Then Mr. Warwick said something Elias would never forget. Discipline is not motivation. It is a rope. And every day, you either build it or unravel it. Elias stared silently at the journal. Mr. Warwick continued. Most people think discipline should feel powerful, but real discipline feels quiet, boring even. It's built through tiny promises kept consistently. Then he wrote down 3 simple rules: a fixed time, a small promise, and never break the chain. That night, Elias stopped trying to transform his entire life overnight. Instead, he made one tiny decision. Every evening at 7 p.m., he would study for 1 hour, no matter what. At first, it felt painfully ordinary. No motivation, no breakthrough, no life-changing transformation. Just 1 quiet hour and 1 small mark on the calendar. The second week became harder. His friends laughed in the hallway while watching movies. His phone lit up constantly beside him. But every evening at 7 p.m., Elias sat down anyway. Not because he felt motivated, but because he said he would. And slowly, the marks on the calendar began to grow. Around day 18, something changed. 7 p.m. no longer felt painful. It began to feel automatic, like brushing your teeth, like dinner, like sleep. Week after week, the small sessions built something Elias had never experienced before. Confidence. Not fake confidence, real confidence. The kind built quietly, through promises kept to yourself. Concepts began connecting. Assignments improved. Class discussions became easier to follow. For the first time in years, Elias trusted himself again. Then one day, the chain broke. His father became sick briefly, and Elias missed 2 study sessions. When he returned to his room, he stared at the empty spaces on the calendar for a long time. Before, that gap would have destroyed everything. Before, he would have quit completely. But this time, he sat back down anyway. And when he told Mr. Warwick what happened, the old librarian simply smiled. Good. Good that you came back. Most people fail once and use it as permission to stop forever. You didn't. When final exams finally arrived, Elias still felt nervous. But this time, when he opened the exam paper, the answers were already there. Built quietly, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. Later that evening, he called his father. "How did the exams go?" And for the first time, Elias smiled before answering. "Really well, Dad." Because discipline had finally become something deeper than motivation. Not excitement, not emotion, not hype, but a quiet structure that now belonged to him. Elias never became a genius overnight. He simply became someone who showed up consistently. And in the end, that changed everything. Motivation changes your mood. Discipline changes your identity. So if you're waiting to feel ready, stop waiting. Start small, start quietly, and just show up today. That is enough. And if this story reminded you of yourself, comment 1.
If this story inspired you, subscribe to Brutal Truth Animated. New cinematic stories every week about discipline, growth, and real change.